Hello Fredlings, this is Claude from Chicago, and today we are making a boom truck for Fred's Wonder World. It will be linked in the description if you want to download this on the Steam Workshop. As well, in the description we have all of our socials, so if you want to take a look at our Discord community and see the awesome builds that they're doing in there, feel free to come on out. But today we are making a boom truck, like I said. And a boom truck, for people that do not know, is a crane truck that will lift items up in the air or wherever you really want it to. It's more of a heavy, very heavy lifting truck or very long, tall lifting truck. Now, I'm very surprised I've not seen a single person do this on YouTube or in the Steam item shop. Does not mean it hasn't been done before, or just doesn't mean that I could not find it. Everything I found was cranes that were stationary, more of construction type, which this would be. But this is more of a quote-unquote movable boom. I didn't put the wide load sign on here, but you definitely would have a wide load sign on this bad boy. Or a thick sign, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so anybody that has ever worked or seen a construction site in their life has probably seen something along this lines, even electric companies and stuff. So I spent about an hour to 2 hours researching this. I actually have a smaller model boom truck in my basement, an electric one. And I kind of looked at that, saw that as a reference, and I've looked at so many up online. I just found an online picture that kind of looks like this. And the reason why I haven't seen anybody do this or shocking that I haven't seen anybody do this, is because Disney actually uses a crane to put lights on during Christmas time. And I've seen, there's apparently a bunch of memes about it. And I'm like, you know, these people that do all these Planet Coaster videos have not done this before. Maybe they have. I have no idea, guys. I do not know. But long story short, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own. I'm not saying that I was gonna be the first, but I just wanted to make one because, honestly, today I was actually going to be doing the castle. There's no castle build here. The main reason is because the castle, the pathways. I spent about 45 minutes working on the pathways, and I didn't get anything that I liked. And I also looked on Google Maps and Planet Earth to see how Disney did their park. We're gonna have to do a little bit of work to try to get anywhere near to that. But yeah, so they have this, Disney has this boom that they use on the castle to put the lights up every year during Christmas, and then after Christmas they take them down during this, which I don't know why they just don't leave the lights on all year. I think they probably don't leave the lights up on all year is because the lights are probably will break, or something along the lines of that. Maybe it does make the castle look nasty, except for when they're on. I don't know, but either way, they have a boom truck that kind of brings it up like this. So boom trucks are usually just like a one-cylinder thing like we have here, and they slowly expand out to give you extra reach in your crane. And then there's usually a hook on the front of it that will bring it up. In some cases there is a magnet, but not all the time. Now here I'm putting these little support beams on the bottom. With these big trucks and stuff like that, there's gonna be a lot of weight on the front, especially when it's fully extended. We can always extend this out a little bit more for our thing, because what I'm trying to do here is use this when we make our castle, because I know we're not gonna get it done in one day. But I think having this little bit of detail here would definitely show our park is growing and that sort of thing. So I would really like to have that inside of our build. Now, I'm adding these little metal pieces. I've seen these on the booms as on the pictures that I've seen. It's kind of like those extension rods. Like right now, these steel beams here are not fully extended. They're slowly extending out, so they can further reach a little bit farther. And they're just rolling on those. Just picture those steel, or we're actually using rail tracks there. Picture those are like rails, I guess, and just pulls them forward. So right now I'm actually trying to find the top piece of this. This is where it's gonna this is the part that can actually turn more precisely, and will hold the cabling for the boom, so it can freely move and get it to exactly where you want. So I'm looking everywhere for pieces that I could use for this. There's apparently there's no, it was so hard to find it. So I ended up going with, I think it was electric wire, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it was electric wire. Yeah, here we go. So I'm just placing them down, and I'm just looking at, wow, those are that piece is huge, this piece is little. But I found a perfectly straight one, and realistically, this is how it would be. So I put down 3 of these here to give us support, and now we should go into making the crane piece. I looked forever to find anything that resembled like a crane hook or a hook at all. And anything that I found was too small or too big. So we actually go with the smallest art shapes that we could find. And I spend a little bit longer than I would like to try to figure out how to make a little hook here. I'm looking through all the little art shapes, and these little art shapes are not little by any means. They say small, and they're not. But I do remember a lot of people playing like Lady Designer and Geekism. I can't believe I forgot him. I always watch him, and I always quote that guy. But they always use these little icing pieces from the Snowman DLC or whatever, the update. So I kind of put that in there like at the hook. So like that would hook onto the item. And obviously, you know, when you're lifting something else up, there would be a bunch of rope on there. And there would be a guy in the bottom that would lead it into place. Those things there are holding, like those little wires up there. They could, you know, when it's lowering it down, the worksman can like pull the huge heavy wall over to exactly where they need it. That's what the whole purpose of that is. Now here I'm changing the color of the truck. I didn't originally like the blue. I feel like Disney probably would have owned the Disney crane, but I'm not too sure if they actually do own it. So I'm just gonna say, like, for example, if we're only putting lights up or building this building once, we would never actually buy a crane permanently. So I just wanted to keep it default. I didn't put a name on it. Maybe if anybody, the best comment in the description can get their name on this. It won't be in the workshop item, but I will definitely put it into my thing. So here I copied the steel girders. I changed them to a little bit more of a gray color, and then put an art-shaped block in there, because with this boom, I've seen some other boom pictures, and it really needs to be supported, because if it doesn't get supported, this will lean forward and fall over, because all the weight is getting pulled in the front so far out in front of you. It's kind of like how I put down in the beginning. I don't know if you can see it's still there. Yeah, it's right there in the back. There's a camera crane. So it's kind of like that. So here, this is some little bit of extra detail. Technically, the build was done at this point. But I wanted to add in a electrical box, and there's a generator. That big thing in the back is a generator. So I don't know if realistically they would have these things here. I've been to NASCAR, like you guys saw in my vlog. They have these big electrical boxes, and that are pretty much like these booms that they lock down exactly like this, and then they have lights on the top so you can see where you're going at nighttime, because it gets really dark. Because the NASCAR thing is, it says Chicagoland, but it's in the middle of nowhere. But long story short, there's like little lights. So that's what I'm trying to do here with these machines, especially these big machines that wouldn't be moved too much. Once they get into place, to be permanently set there until it gets to the next job site. I wanted to put these little caution tape or items there. You can see that I used the rubber ones there, just so if you're driving by, if you hit it, you can, you know, it's gonna bump on it. And here, I was not expecting to do this, but good thing, this is why I always try to throw some stuff down while I'm doing these time lapses, because I just see a bunch of pieces that I could use for something, and then I end up using them completely for something else. But I'm using these little things as electric wires or poles, temporary poles, and I actually find this long wire, like I was saying a little bit earlier, and I actually feel like this would work. So this would be the power leading to the crane arm. I think there would be enough power, realistically, in the back to have a battery to lift it up or keep the truck running, but obviously you would need additional power to power the crane itself. And I seen they had little ladders on the side. Most of these are on like a flatbed truck. We obviously used a garbage truck here and just repainted it white. And I want to put some ladders here just in case that the workmen need to go up and adjust the crane. And at nighttime, we are going to use some of these emergency lights and some of these floodlights from the Studio DLC. Most of these other pieces are from the Studio DLC. And I changed the red glowing light to orange, just because this would be a work truck. And I put 2 little lights up here. I don't think there would be more lights any higher. Most of these crane systems would not be running at nighttime, I don't believe. And I'm not too sure, but I just want to put a little bit of lights up there to get that lit up. And that's pretty much it. Now I just add a little bit of wire here to connect these lights up, because if we already did it with the other one, we might as well connect it up with that. Because other than that, like, you know, these are like temporary lights. There's just put up. But we're going to go into some glamour shots, and I really hope you enjoyed this little tutorial here today. We do live stream Planet Coaster every Friday and Sunday here on this channel, and we live stream a bunch of other games. But I put this down temporarily behind our main street. We just constructed this last one into this last main street in a time lapse last time. So if you want to see that, all the Planet Coasters videos are in the description. But I am kind of showing that we're putting a roof on to the building, and that this crane is temporarily set up here to get these set into place. So that is pretty much it here. Here is me really badly attempting to do a zoom, or I mean a turn. I don't know how you would say that. But I will see you guys next time, Fredlings. This is Claude from Chicago. Peace.